2018 Spider-Man was one of the most pleasant experiences of the whole PS4 generation. Insomniac totally nailed their version of Spider-Man in both personality and gameplay. I love that we got a bit of an older Peter Parker, already used to being the Spider-Man, and then we got the origin story with Miles Morales, who ended up getting his own game in 2020. My expectations for Spider-Man 2 were nothing special, I just wanted more of the same with a new story. And that is mostly what we got, but the game did end up surprising me in a couple ways. Spider-Man 2 takes place few months after Miles' game. Peter is still struggling to balance being Spider-Man and keeping a day job. Meanwhile, Miles has his own problems with personal life and applying to colleges, but has also grown into his role of being the other Spider-Man. The business as usual is disrupted when Kraven the Hunter arrives in New York and starts to hunt the city's supervillains, and Peter's childhood friend Harry Osborn enters the picture as well. My biggest fear for the game was that the split nature of having two main characters would cause the story to lose focus, but that wasn't the case at all. The story flows nicely despite the few too many slow walk and talk moments, and both Peter and Miles get their time to shine. Miles' story does take a bit more time to get going than Peter's, but in the end his personal struggles ended up hitting me the hardest. Side characters are also handled well. I really enjoyed the relationship between Peter and MJ, but seeing Miles hang out with his friend Haley and Ganke, or his interactions with his mother and uncle, were the most heartwarming moments of the game. The dynamic between Peter and Miles themselves was absolutely fantastic, especially when the symbiote suit comes into the picture. The villains were also handled better than in the previous games. Kraven and Venom were both great main villains, and the rest of the antagonists, especially Martin Lee, served their role well. The biggest gameplay change in the sequel is that the map size has doubled and now includes parts of Brooklyn and Queens in addition to Manhattan. With the increased map size, the movement mechanics get a new addition with the web wings that allows you to glide through the city and use wind tunnels to get places quickly. At first I felt like the wings take away from the magic of web swinging, but damn if the wings are really fun to use and make fast travel even more useless than it was before. Like in the first game, there are a lot of side objectives you can complete in the city, but clearing out the map is so much more fun even with the larger size. All the minigames are new and mostly good, although the bike riding can go to trash. The random crimes are still in the game, but they do not count for completion, which was a relief. Combat is still as fluid and enjoyable as before, with one big upgrade. The radial menu for choosing gadgets is gone, so the momentum is never disrupted. Now you have 4 gadgets shared between the Spider-Men, used by quick command of R1 plus the face buttons, and both characters have their own special abilities used with L1 plus face buttons. The system feels really nice, and with the new parry mechanic, combat encounters feel more exciting. The boss fights were cool, but most of them are too long with way too many phases, as they don't really mix things up enough between the phases. For stealth, they added the option to make your own web lines to walk on, and that makes stealth too easy, as you can clear most areas by just doing perch takedowns. And speaking of stealth, MJ's own missions are back, but they are much better this time around, but I assume a lot of people will still hate them by principle. I actually really like those missions, as well as other non-Spider-Man moments, because it gives agency to the supporting cast beside the phone calls. The game looks and sounds incredible. The city is as vibrant as ever, and the sound design is remarkable. I love how dynamic the music is and how the main theme combines both of Peter's and Miles' themes together beautifully. But the best part of Spider-Man 2 is how well the game runs. I'm one of those people who need games to run at solid 60 FPS to enjoy them, as 30 FPS easily gives me headaches. That's why I play most of my games on PC, because even now most console games still aim for that 30 FPS. Luckily Insomniac does great work and offers a wide range of options. The performance mode delivers a smooth 60 FPS experience and still looks great and it doesn't have to drop the resolution to like 720p like some other games. I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy 16. And with all the praising out of the way, I do have to talk about the Rhino in the room, and that is the bugs. This is one of the most buggiest AAA games I've played in a long time. During my 20-hour playthrough, I encountered 3 total crashes. I lost count how many times I had to reload a checkpoint because a quest objective didn't trigger, and a lot of visual glitches. There is a city activity to collect these spider bots, and after you have collected them all, you get a phone call, which should trigger a mission to appear on your map. I got the phone call, but no quest appeared. After every activity and mission, I would get the same exact phone call, and the mission just wouldn't appear. After hours of gameplay and probably over 20 phone calls, the mission did finally appear, but I still hear that one phone call in my head. Visual bugs and small glitches don't really bother me, but bugs relating to progression really annoys me. Thank God PS5 has that fast SSD, so reloading is quick. Beside the bugs, Spider-Man 2 is a perfect sequel. It doesn't try to fix what was not broken in the previous games and does not load it with too much new stuff, but expands the world in just the right ways. Playing as 2 different Spider-Men never felt distracting, and they create a fantastic story out of it. I'm excited to see what they do with the potential DLCs or a side game before we get the 3rd main installment. This game also makes me hyped to see what Insomniac does with their upcoming Wolverine game. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found the review helpful. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the game and if you have encountered similar issues as I did. I'll have an Alan Wake 2 review hopefully next week, and I'll also be streaming the game on Twitch, so come watch me torture myself as my horror tolerance is non-existent. And make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you don't miss my next videos. Thank you and have a great day.